proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevenson Smith Construction slams expectations.
Attention parents of 8 to 12-year-olds. The Lincoln Children's Museum is opening a new exhibit designed specifically with them in mind. Mark your calendars for the grand opening on Saturday, December 13th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. On site, meet Love Nebraska volleyball players, including Lincoln's own Jordan Larson. Plus, the first 100 kids will receive a mini volleyball. Please note, fans must have a child with them to enter the museum. While you're there, be sure to check out the new Rock Wall, Book Nook, and Maker Studio. This event is free for members or included with regular daily admission. Learn more at lincolnchildrensmuseum.org. All ticketing options for the 2026 Love Nebraska season are now available. Single match tickets start as low as $16, even cheaper if you want to bring a group. Don't miss your chance to see professional stars like Jordan Larson and Lexi Rodriguez in action this season. Purchase your preferred ticketing option today by visiting lovneb.com/tickets.
This is your year to win way more than bragging rights. At Warhorse Casino, your love of the game could earn you serious cash. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with cash prizes all season long, like up to $1,000 weekly, with your chance at $1 million, all while earning tier points and comp points every time you place a sports bet. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Nutrition Authority invites you to try Blitz 250. Blitz 250 is a fully loaded pre-workout for those who want the most out of their workouts. Blitz 250 is safe for sport and banned substance free. Blitz 250 can only be found at Nutrition Authority. For location info, check us out at mynutritionauthority.com.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley, defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror, number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Welcome to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Tuesday, December the 9th, 2025, and it's K-Dub Tuesday here at The Ticket. If you don't know who K-Dub is, he's Kenny Wilhite, former Husker coach, recruiting coordinator. Blackshirt. Okay. Jack of all trades. He's a guy that gets into half of a 10K race and tries to win by percentage. Is that what Bock calls it?
Yeah, half of a 10K race.
It's like running a 10K and he gets in at the 5K mark and still wants to win. But Bock, we didn't get Kenny did. He knew about the 9 games that were picked over the weekend that we do every week. We usually do 10, but we only did 9 last week. I think we're going to do a couple of this week, 3. So
first bowl games this week?
Yeah, first bowl games this weekend. I forgot who it was, but
we'll get to that. But let's get to the record.
We got Army, Navy.
Oh, yeah.
We got a couple more, 2 more games after that. But next week we have a full slate of games. We have college playoffs games starting next Friday. So we have probably 10 or 11 games to go in. But, Bob, tell them the countdown of how things go.
Yeah, we had an interesting week this week. I don't have the paper for the exact numbers that we had. I know I won 4 games.
6-3. Kenny went 6-3. I went 6-3. Bach went 4-5, and the text line went 5-4. Yeah.
So in totality now, Terrell has 98 wins, 98 and 56. The text line at 95 and 59. So now 3 games behind the text line is. My bad weekend put me behind. Now I'm 93 and 61. So I have 5 games out of first place. Still a lot of games left, Terrell.
Yes, there is.
And then, Kenny, you're up to 61 and 32. So Terrell is leading in the wins department. Let's head over to the percentages.
Let's hear it, Bob.
Kenny Wilhite now at 66%, and Terrell Farley at 64%. So text line at 62%, and myself at 60%. I better not fall below 60%.
No, you can't do that, Bob.
So I gotta have a good week.
That was a good week, brother. That was a good week.
I'm a picker, man. I can lose different games for y'all and still be able to pick up one. I first of all, I'd like to congratulate the University of Georgia for being the SEC championships. All 3 of you bums, even the bums on the text line, picked against UGA, which you probably won't do again. And also, Indiana, Google me. Me and Kenny did make the right pick.
Yes,
I think the text line picked it too, but I think Bach was the only one to go against Kurt Signetti, and he's going to wish he hadn't next time.
I didn't expect an Ohio State kicker to miss a 27-yard field goal. So.
Well, it was a great game either way.
It was a great game. I mean, that game there was the epitome of Big Ten football. And that's where you strive to be. That's where, if you look at Nebraska, you look at every school in this conference, that's where they want to be. They want to be in that game competing like those 2 teams did. And I mean, that quarterback, Mendoza, he didn't get rattled at all.
Yeah.
He didn't get
calm, cool,
and collected. So, yeah, that was fun to watch. Oh, by the way, Bach, guess who picked up the phone and started rubbing it in my face midway through the 3rd quarter? Farley.
Yeah.
He called me.
Not surprised.
He called me midway through the 3rd quarter. He said, "Are you watching this?" I'm like, man, come on, man.
Yeah.
See, he can't be humble.
Oh, you can't. No. It's just that people thought that Georgia couldn't beat Alabama. They had their number. I mean, this is that was a
1-7. I thought they did too.
That was a perfect example of BTA. So, I can't ask for anything even any better than that, especially when, things haven't been going away. Now, I noticed a couple of players that I probably won't think that'll go back to Alabama. I think Ryan Williams needs to transfer and go get a new beginning somewhere. I don't think he's, lived up to the expectations.
Or they're not using him the way he wants to be used.
He's dropping a lot of balls. Maybe he need to get him a better trainer or something in the offseason. But, from a guy what he did his first year to come back and have that, we can call his part the sophomore blues, was really hurt, devastating to drop that one in the end zone against Georgia.
Yeah. Georgia came on all phases of that game, and they just punched Alabama in the mouth.
All right, guys, let's talk about Notre Dame. Is Notre Dame trying to play the victim for not making the college football playoffs and blame the ACC for it? Now, a lot of people have been giving it to Notre Dame the last couple of days when you talk about why did they get into why did they get in? Everybody has the same exact answer for Notre Dame, Bob. Join a conference. That independent stuff where it will get you all the money in the world, Bob, but it won't get you into college football playoffs as we've seen this year. And I think they probably did the right thing because you put Miami in there. I think we really teased them a little bit because they was in the top 10 all year when the rankings came out. So they was teased a little bit, but I think at the end of the day, when we look at just because of Tulane and James Madison, which I think we need to change that kind of format when we talk about football because we've seen Mississippi State, Ole Miss, and Tulane earlier this year. What was it, 43-10 or something like that? So that's already been proven butt whooping. So, now we have to see how James Madison fills out his bracket part against Oregon when we talk about those two teams. So, I think the more we talk about it and the more schools baby themselves and cry and opt out of bowl games, I think it's just a shame on everybody's part in college football, not just the schools, but the college football playoff committee. Probably going to go to 16 teams now because everything that's been blown over this year.
Though it makes no sense. It's. I think it's good the way it is, just because you got two teams crying, and Notre Dame and Miami was crying before that, and now Miami's in, Notre Dame's out because Miami beat Notre Dame. But to me, to be honest with you, Notre Dame was one of the hottest teams these last 8 or 9 weeks. So, like you said, if they were in a conference, they played for a conference championship, then it would have helped their cause. But they sitting at home thinking that they were in, or they should be in, and so no. I mean, what I don't like is teams opting out of bowl games.
Yeah, I think
especially if you have a winning record.
Yeah, I think teams should be punished. Even teams.
Well, they were fine.
Well, only 2 teams was fine, and that was the Big 12 teams. That was Iowa State and K-State, but they had new coaches. So, but you still have to go. Because your conference is obligated to fulfill the
bowl slots,
the bowl committee things. But I just think if other teams, even the 5 or 6 teams, if y'all don't accept it, I think you should be fined and in some kind of way to not get put in this situation where, that you have to opt out. But I would like to see, because it makes you wonder how long are the bowl games going to last now? 10 years from now, will we still have bowl games here? I don't know that question, because now this is the first year that 10 teams opted out of not playing. Not saying that all of them deserve to have bowl games, but when you're selected, I still think you should fulfill that obligation, Bock.
Yeah, it's interesting to see, how it is changing. Again, I kind of go back to if you're going to put so much on the playoffs, then don't act surprised when the bowl games are devalued. And they had that whole argument last year. Again, you'd have announcers talk about how hey, don't tell us these games don't matter. Well, if you have to say it out loud, then there's probably a little bit of truth to it. And so, I mean, I think it's interesting, but when we speak of it as Nebraska fans or think of it through a Nebraska lens, all I can think about is the 8 years, whatever it was straight, that Nebraska didn't get to a bowl game, and all those practices, all those opportunities to get better. And obviously the experience of playing in those games as well is the best way to get better as well. Kenny, what do you think? I mean, as these teams go through it, again, Terrell said Iowa State, Kansas State, new coaches. Notre Dame's just pissed off at the world, so you understand why their motive is. But isn't there? I mean, you make money on these bowl trips, right? And then you have extra practices. How do I understand the college football world, the schedule? So you want to get focus on next year and making next year's playoff. But I'm just surprised there are so many teams that are declining that.
I was surprised too, because again, like you said, you get a chance to get your young guys more practice reps for the next 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks at least. So it's just mind boggling to me that some of these teams have chosen to go in that direction, because again, now your young guys won't get those practices, those practices that they can use going into winter conditioning and then back into spring ball.
But but think about the seniors that don't get to go to a bowl game day last year. Think about those guys who transferred in for 1 year, wanted to go to a bowl game, can't. Bowl games are fun. Yep. These are what bowl games are meant for, to go out there, have fun, mingle with the bowl committee people, mingle with the parties they have, go out on your own, when I went to the Fiesta Bowl, that's probably the most fun I had at night, even though I snuck out a couple of nights. I only snuck out one night.
You just said a couple nights.
No, one night.
Okay.
One night.
I
snuck out one night. But, we was free for the first week we was there. So, just to have, that chance to, get that bowl game gear, get that bowl game money, these players should be happy for that. But at the same time, now you got people like Notre Dame who wants to be mad, and the only person they're going to cry to is themselves for that schedule that they have. They need to do it better. They need to hop in the conference. Like I said, I don't care if it's the Big 12, ACC, SEC, Big 10. They need to hop in the conference, and that way you do get picked next time, and this won't happen again.
Well, I mean, they're trying to fix it in a different route. They already got it set up before any of this happened. maybe somebody had some foresight to think a situation might play out like this, and that Notre Dame now, who finished 11th this year, is going to be guaranteed a spot moving forward if they finish in the top 12. So they would get a spot if it comes down to next year. They're also changing some of the language as far as instead of top 5 conference champions, because that again came back to bite them this year with Tulane and James Madison both being invited in. That's why Notre Dame can't get in here to begin with. They are going to make it specifically Power 4 champions to get in, which would mean this year that Duke would get in.
Yes.
Which is also interesting. So I think the ACC is going to have to reshuffle. Characters thrown out there. I think it's probably the best route to go. And it's kind of silly when I think about it from divisions and playing on the field and earning it and all that, that the tiebreaker really within the ACC or any of these conferences should be the highest ranked teams in the college football playoff ranking, because that's determining the champion. So you've got to get your 2 best teams in, even in rankings wise, if all else is even, right? And you had this 3 or 4 teams at 6 and 2 there, and Duke won the tiebreakers. Well, that tiebreaker should have pushed Miami into it. Then you wouldn't have this conversation to begin with. You'd have Miami and Virginia play for the spot for the ACC.
Yeah, I would agree. I would think the top 12 teams should automatically play in the playoffs.
Well, it's their fault, but we can't sit here and cry because we made it to a bowl game. Thank you, God, for the second year in a row. So we're not.
That's right.
And we're not that 5-17 that you have to go by the GPA average and all that stuff. So we're in a situation where we're going to face a good Utah team, but we'll talk about that more when we come back right here on Bock in the Black Shirt. K-Dub Tuesday in effect, and we'll talk a little Husker football next. 93.7 The Ticket. We'll be right back.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, and family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetable, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
All ticketing options for the 2026 Love Nebraska season are now available. Single match tickets start as low as $16, even cheaper if you want to bring a group. Don't miss your chance to see professional stars like Jordan Larson and Lexi Rodriguez in action this season. Purchase your preferred ticketing option today by visiting lovneb.com/tickets.
Nutrition Authority invites you to try Blitz 250. Blitz 250 is a fully loaded pre-workout for those who want the most out of their workouts. Blitz 250 is safe for sport and banned sepsis free. Blitz 250 can only be found at Nutrition Authority. For location info, check us out at mynutritionauthority.com.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing. And we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
This is your year to win way more than bragging rights. At Warhorse Casino, your love of the game could earn you serious cash. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with cash prizes all season long, like up to $1,000 weekly, with your chance at $1 million, all while earning tier points and comp points every time you place a sports bet. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back Nine Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies, be breezy and warm with a high near 56. Tonight, a chance of sprinkles, otherwise probably cloudy skies, be breezy, a low around 32. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies, will be windy and colder with a high just 35. I'm meteorologist Kyle Bucket for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We are powered
by
Bauer
Infrastructure
Bauer
Underground
Barrett
Excavating.
All right, guys, let's jump into it right now. Nebraska part ways with defensive line coach Terry Braden after 1 year. Braden, like Butler, has come from the NFL to coach at Nebraska. How do you feel about this fire, guys? You want me to start first, or y'all got to go first?
You got the floor, bro.
Well, I think it's kind of bad, man, especially when you have a guy who comes in here who has no control over the room when we talk about the players that was already here, the players that you got out the transfer portal, the players that was brought in, the players on the current roster. I think he was in a situation where he had to play with what he got. It's not his fault to have such a small room when we talk about the size of the defensive line. I think it was, I don't know. I don't like it because, you have a guy, I know it's all business, but you have a guy who haven't even been here more than a year, less than a year, Bob. So you have to look at that part of it. But, just the timing of it and just the situation of the room with the defensive line this year, that it was no way that he was put in a win-win situation when we talk about this group of defensive linemen, but at the same time, he had to work with what he had, and I just don't think it's justified to fire a guy like that.
Yeah, it's interesting to see, this kind of play out. I think it just probably wasn't the right fit, right? I think that's what it's kind of coming down to with John Butler and now Coach Terry Braden, because they just didn't have all that much time, to your point, Terrell, to really make a big impact on the type of guys that they could bring in. I think that's always something to look at, though, too, as we kind of go through this. Who's keeping up their end on the recruiting trail? Maybe that wasn't necessarily maybe another reason why you make some of these decisions. But to Braden specifically, it was a tall task, and the same thing with kind of Coach Butler is. I don't know if they had the pieces to have a great rushing defense. Now, they could have done better. I think there's a lot of coaches across the country that if you would have brought them in could do more with the product that they had. And so again, I don't know if it's completely results based. Maybe all these other things, like I mentioned, recruiting, some stuff like that can kind of factor in. But I think the biggest thing too here with Coach Braden might be that he's kind of on the upward trajectory of his coaching career. But this is not a time to have somebody that's kind of making those steps. They need, if you want to stop the run, I mean, could have told you years ago that was going to be the case in the Big Ten, how important it was going to be, but they've seemed to very much take the lesson this year that you're going to have to stop the run in the Big Ten. You can't be too experimental there on the defensive line, coach. And if it wasn't, again, a good fit, or it didn't seem to be heading in quite the stride, making the strides or the trajectory that Coach Rule thought after 1 year. And then the other part of this, of course, is the replacement. Elijah Robinson's a heavy name out there. Reportedly right now, according to Football Scoop, Nebraska is battling Ole Miss for his services, and Lane Kiffin out there for the defensive coordinator for Syracuse last year. So, if you can upgrade these positions, one thing, did a guy deserve it? This, that, you can go through that. But if you're looking to upgrade your coaching staff, then I think you can get behind these decisions.
Yeah, but you said it twice. Wasn't a good fit. Who thought they were a good fit in the first place?
Rue.
So
yeah.
Well, you got to look what he said at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
These guys, they're good coaches.
Yeah.
So now, after 11, 12 games, you reworded yourself than what you said at the beginning of the season. So I wish I can go back to have that brought up point of it. But at the same time, we have to move on that part. And then when I talk about that, I mean, like I said, I just think it was another fall guy scenario when we talk about, like, why did the defense? No, you blame it on the position coach, but in totality, you didn't have the guys for it.
Nope.
So I mean, we know that as fans, we know that as media people. It wouldn't take a blind guy to see that to know that our defensive line wasn't good this year.
I wouldn't say they weren't good. They weren't good at times, and I think schematically that it hurt us to try to do some of the things we were trying to do with the kids that we had at that position.
Yeah.
So,
but when we talk about that, the new defensive coordinator now, I mean, a lot of people saying new defensive coordinator brings in his own guys. Yeah, that's great. He's 38. What, you want to bring a couple more 30-year-old linebacker coaches and 25-year-old DB coaches?
I don't think he's gonna do that.
Yeah.
But.
So that's it's a lot of things we could talk about, and break it down. But now we're running a 4-2-5. I think that's a better defense than the 3-3-5. I know you have a lot more run support because you got a strong safety and two strong safety reallys, and you could put one in the box and make it a 4-3. So I think that Jeremy said, Terrell, who did Braden recruit this year? Nobody. I mean, he didn't have a chance to recruit. I mean, when did they hire him? After the Super Bowl? That was when? Played in what? About February?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're talking about
all he had to do was spring recruit.
A guy that only was here for, signing day was already signed. It was already over with.
Well, there's that, and then there's also just a small class, right? So, I mean, 10 guys, if you're going to take a small class, then everybody can bring in a large haul. But, again, might have factored in.
Yeah, came in February. He's out in Winbach, December.
Yeah.
Do the math. 10 months.
Yeah.
Good job.
Short-lived.
Huh?
Short-lived.
Job.
I'm just saying. Somebody said he's been here a year. No, he hasn't. Been here. He didn't even get his lease over with yet. I see why coaches stay in apartments and townhouses and things.
What are your thoughts, Kenny, on the new defensive coordinator, Rob Arich, coming in from San Diego State? It's obviously very interesting. Had a good year this past year. Was his first year as a DC at San Diego State.
Yeah, I mean, that's San Diego State. That conference is not the Big Ten. So the jury's still out on him. We just got to wait and see. We got to wait and see how spring ball goes, and then next fall will be the telltale sign. So, I mean, they had a good defense this year. I know a couple of people out there. So we'll see.
Yeah, I talked about it yesterday too, Kenny. I said, I don't care who you bring in. He can be great, but as long as you don't have the players for your system, for what you want to do, I don't know what we can do to go get, more physical next year. You probably have to go get a whole new team if you say that part, because if you look at it, we wasn't a physical team.
We weren't.
So how do you turn around a team that been mediocre to a team that's physical now?
Yeah, I mean, it's a mindset. You either have it or you don't. I mean, you can't force a kid to be that way, and the kid has to want to be that way. So, I mean, a lot of it was toughness. A lot of the 3 games that we lost, it was magnified. So, the games that we won, we pretty much dominated throughout the game. Gave up a couple big plays, but the 3 telltale losses were the big losses that you gave up a lot of runs to, and that comes with physicality. Can we change that in a year? Well, 9 months. Let's see.
Do you have I mean, obviously a lot of people are kind of going through, there's just been so many staff changes as we see it kind of play out. Not all of them have worked out great.
Mm-hmm.
Is there, do you think from just being so many staff changes, I think this is going to be part of Matt Rule's tenure, whether he's here 2 more years or 10 more years, is going to be a lot of kind of moving around on the staff. It's changed. Obviously, Tom Osborne was able to hold his staff together for the longest time. And there are very few coaching staffs that can do that. Nick Saban, struggled to keep staffs together, but he kept moving people on to bigger and better jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of interesting to see how that works out. But how much do you think staff continuity would help in the modern age?
I think it helped tremendously. I mean, if you have good coaches and if you have coaches that you take care of, you treat them right, they don't want to leave. That's why Coach Osborne coaches stayed around, because it was a good system. He treated those guys well. He respected those guys as men, and he cared about them as people too. So, I worked with Coach Samuel, worked with Coach Bush. Coach McBride was one of my guys. Those guys could have left, and they didn't. Frank Solich could have left, he didn't. So that's one of the probably the last. I mean, if you look at Iowa, he's pretty much kept his staff intact until he had to let go of his son, of course. But his D coordinator's been there a long time. So that's because he treats those guys right. It's just like a family. It's truly like a family. So to keep changing staffs over and over and over, there's something that's not clicking, that you have to continue to make changes every year in certain positions. So, yeah.
And for many Husker fans, a lot of it too is you're kind of getting to a point of like, we've already been in these positions, hiring different coaches. Like we said, less than a year with some of these guys. The question is how much faith do we have now that Matt Rule will make the right decision with these hires?
Yeah, and again, you'll find out next year. I mean, those guys will be here. They're the O-line coach and the coordinator's here now, right? And then whoever else he brings in, they'll be here. And then, like Farley said, we'll see if they got 10 months, if they finish their lease or not. It just depends on what they do on the field and what the players do on the field. So it's tough to see every year that he's been here. He's had to make changes. That's not a good sign. So we'll see if these guys are better than the ones he's hired in the past.
Do you think that the offensive line coach, of course, Donovan Raiola, let go? Jeep Wade will again, we'll see what happens there. Do you think they needed to make a move at offensive line?
I hate to be the guy to say they needed to make a move at any position, to be honest with you, because again, it goes back to him hiring them. If he thought they were good enough to, I mean, Donovan, he was a holdover from the previous staff, but the other guys he hired personally. So if he thought they were a good fit for him, he thought Donovan was a good fit for what he was trying to do. Then again, figure it out. What do we need to do as a staff to get these guys better as a whole, as a staff? Now, if they're not getting it done, that you don't think they can get it done, you decide to make changes. Now, the guy that you bring in next better be better than what you let go. So, like I said, the jury's still out on the 2 hires he has right now. If he makes more changes, then we're just going to have to wait and see. But continue to make changes every year, year in and year out, that's not a good sign.
Now, to Terrell's kind of point earlier, I kind of think the same thing. I think a lot of people saw the defensive line, the offensive line. Those might be problematic this year going into the year. It happened. It played out. Terrell keeps saying, you got to get those players in. Do you think that this past year was, I'm going to put you in John Butler's shoes. Do you think this was a more of a personnel problem or a coaching problem at the wire Nebraska landed specifically in those final couple games?
Yeah. I think it was a combination of both.
What's that?
Personnel and scheme. You can't, again, you want to blame the kids, you want to blame the players you have, but ultimately they're your players. You know what they can and can't do. Don't continue to put them in situations where they're not going to have success. If I know Farley has a weakness in an area, not to say that you can't.
I don't have one.
For an example, Bob, if I know Farley cannot play man, I'm not going to continue to put him in man situations. You hear what I'm saying, Bob?
Yeah.
If I know I have a defensive end that's limited in slanting and angling, I'm going to put him in a situation where he doesn't have to do that. If I know he's too small and he can't hold up and I know I need to move him, then I'm going to move him. I'm not going to let him be a statue where they're just going to tee off on him and work up to the next level. So those are the decisions that you have to make as a defensive staff. Same goes for offense. If I know I have an offensive lineman, right, that can't do certain things that I want to do, I'm going to figure out what I can do that he can do along with the other 5 guys on the offensive line.
I think when we talk about it, I mean, I feel like most of these guys didn't really play last year before this. Van Papa redshirted. Cam Linhart didn't play that much as his sophomore year. I don't even think he took 100 snaps the year before, because it seemed like he disappeared.
Yeah, he did disappear.
He didn't play. Elijah Judy, he was there, but Davis, those guys, wasn't the same defensive line as we talk about the one from the year before with Ty Nash. And I just think these guys were still inexperienced in that part, didn't really catch on to the defense, wasn't really coached well. I mean, this whole defense was, a lot of over pursuing, bad angling. That's stuff that you fix in individual work drills and stuff. So it was never addressed, never figured out. So I guess he had to take it. He had to take it for it.
So that's part of coaching. If you continue to see the same mistakes over and over, week in and week out, and you continue to say we have to fix it, then that's on the coaching. Or find somebody else that's going to do it the right way.
People just texting in stuff. I'm just reading this. Go ahead.
What'd they say?
Blackshirt, I feel like K-Dub should get a share of the ticket games pick award and bragging rights since he is statistically the highest.
I appreciate you. Who said that?
Winning percentage. Numbers don't lie, fam. Well,
who said that?
Cornhead JS1.
Cornhead, I appreciate you.
Buck, it's like me running the mile and Kenny gets to run the last lap. You know what I'm saying? I done ran 3 laps already, Buck. Of course he's going to be out there. Man.
That comes from smart picking, bro.
Get out of here. This
smart
is
picking.
Bad heart people. Y'all, if you just don't want to outright tell me that I'm a great game picker.
Oh, Mark.
Let's do it.
Can you be humble?
Can you be humble?
I am being humble.
I am the best one when it comes to the Bob. Tell them about the field of 64 when we do the NCAA tournament, Bob. The last 2 years, I have been under 100,000. 100,000 out of 33 million people. I was like number 88 last year, 88,000.
Wow.
Give me my prop.
But he's a multiple bracket guy.
He's a multiple.
Only 3. I'm not a
3. Use one.
I had 1 in the ticket, and I had 1 for myself.
Okay.
2 for myself and 1 in the ticket.
So which one did you use?
One
of the 2 for yourself?
Yeah.
No, you're supposed to use the one from the ticket.
No, they had their own race.
Oh, so you weren't in that race?
I was in the tickets, and then I was in the ESPN one.
So you shouldn't use your ESPN one to use for the ticket.
I should have.
No, you shouldn't.
I should have, because that was the good one.
That's the one he remembers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
93.7 the ticket. Bock the Blackshirt. K-Dub Tuesday in effect here. We'll be right back.
This is your year to win way more than bragging rights. At Warhorse Casino, your love of the game could earn you serious cash. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with cash prizes all season long, like up to $1,000 weekly, with your chance at $1 million, all while earning tier points and comp points every time you place a sports bet. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies, be breezy and warm with a high near 56. Tonight, a chance of sprinkles, otherwise partly cloudy skies, be breezy, a low around 32. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies, but it will be windy and colder with a high just 35. I'm meteorologist Kyle Becker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Attention parents of 8 to 12-year-olds. The Lincoln Children's Museum is opening a new exhibit designed specifically with them in mind. Mark your calendars for the grand opening on Saturday, December 13th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. On site, meet Love Nebraska volleyball players, including Lincoln's own Jordan Larson. Plus, the first 100 kids will receive a mini volleyball. Please note, fans must have a child with them to enter the museum. While you're there, be sure to check out the new Rock Wall, Book Nook, and Maker Studio. This event is free for members or included with regular daily admission. Learn more at lincolnchildrensmuseum.org. Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back Nine Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination.
Winter is just around the corner. Is your vehicle ready? Don't get left out in the cold. At A1 Automotive, we prep your car for whatever winter throws your way here in Nebraska. For battery checks, brake inspections, tires, heaters, whatever your car needs to keep you and your family safe on the road, we've got you covered. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197. The top-ranked Nebraska volleyball team is trying to play its way to the Final Four in Kansas City. Make your plans now to cheer on the Huskers with a VIP travel experience from Sports Trip and the Nebraska Alumni Association. Travel round trip from Lincoln in a luxury motor coach with free parking, plus an overnight stay at the beautiful Hotel Indigo in Kansas City. See details and register at HuskerAlumniTrip.com. Hurry, spots are limited. Register now at HuskerAlumniTrip.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Carper for O Street Carpet. For Christmas, we're doing everything possible to help you spruce up your home without making a dent in your holiday budget. If you need new wood flooring, new carpet, ceramic tile, vinyl, area rugs, or custom blinds, you want to shop at O Street Carpet. We offer 12-month same-as-cash financing, Lincoln's best selection in stock, free in-home measuring, and we'll install it right away. 1732 O Street. We want to make you a customer for life.
Staying profitable means finding smarter, more efficient ways to farm. Those decisions turn hard work into something worth passing down. Join us at the Sandhills Global Event Center in Lincoln for the Nebraska Ag Expo on December 9th through 11th, where agriculture meets innovation. From big iron and livestock production to the latest in ag tech and soil health, discover the solutions that can help you do more with less and protect your legacy for generations to come. Sponsored in part by Farm Credit Services of America and Ag Direct.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
I'm Terrell Farley, host of Bock The Blackshirt show at 1 to 3 weekdays. And my favorite thing to do, see, or go to in downtown Lincoln is the food, because they have great selections of food, and Buzzard Billy's with the great alligator they have down there.
This message is brought to you by the Downtown Lincoln Association and 93.7 The Ticket.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock the Blackshirt. Here at 93.7 The Ticket. It is K-Dub Tuesday in effect, guys. The stage has been set, guys, for us to play Utah Utes in the Las Vegas Bowl at 3:30, December 31st, airing on ESPN. The Utes are heavily favored, 14.5. We're going to talk more about Utah later on in the week as we get closer to the game, but the 14.5 part, Kenny.
Yeah, I mean, with that announcing of Emmett going pro and the season that Utah's had, I think it's probably good points right now. So we'll see.
Yeah. Thomas and Lincoln. Here's the thing. So a quarterback throws 25 times, only completes 20 versus a quarterback that throws 50 times, but only completes 35 of his passes. The quarterback that threw it 50 times is better.
So he's trying to say my percentage is better, right?
No.
That's what he's saying?
You threw less times. So you only had 20. I'm the 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. That's not for Kenny.
No, that's for me.
No, I think that's a pro
Look,
Kenny
that's
tag.
pro Kenny tag. We're going to end this one way or the other today. You can't come in a 5K race.
You can have the win. You can have
I'm going to get the win regardless. We never.
Bock, you can have the
this
win.
Is some rule. This is something that Bock is agreeing with just because he's not in the league. If Bock was in the same position as me, there is no way in hell that Bock would be talking about any type of percentage thing if he was in the league right now.
Let's see, Bock, you what? I mean, you five games
Yeah,
behind.
so if Bock take the lead next week,
he's gonna take the lead.
He won't say anything about the percentage thing ever again.
I don't want to win it as a percentage. I want to win it outright. So when I come in next year, from the beginning, then I'm gonna win it outright.
That's what I'm talking about.
But I appreciate the text line
look,
being on my side though.
They feel bad for you.
No, they don't.
They should feel bad because I'm a good. I mean, where is Gus Mohawk? Anybody seen Gus Mohawk?
He's at the barbershop.
I need to go find Gus Mohawk. I need to go back down this text line and find his number and text him. I won't harass him, Bock, but I'll text him.
Now, what if this percentage thing starts to get a little bit out of whack? I mean, if he's getting like 70% and you're at like 63%, at some point, I mean,
Bock.
At some point, I mean, we might have to admit.
We won't have to admit anything. That's Bock. You look, when it was me, you, and Rashawn, there was no percentage talk
there was
whatsoever.
No percentage, no.
So you're not gonna try to. You're not gonna
flipping the script on you.
You're not gonna tell me that I picked all these games this year for a guy to come in halfway and tell me he won on percentages. BS, Bock, BS.
All right, I don't think he's gonna be. I just you're like a guy that plays maybe the rookie of the year that didn't play enough games to qualify for it.
Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate
it. He's a Big 8 newcomer of the year.
There you go. Yeah.
Big 10.
Just can't win
Big
player
10.
of the
He's
year.
a Big 10 newcomer of the year.
Appreciate it, Bock.
Him and Julius said. All right, y'all. Husker freshman Jamarion Parker will enter the transfer portal when it opens next month. 4-star out of St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah, spoke to his coach last night.
Hurt most of this year. So far, outgoing is him and Cameron Vermars, the safety. 4 years left. Parker has 4 years left. Vermars is a safety. Parker is a running back.
Yeah, I just think they felt like they can see them. They don't see themselves in the future plans of Nebraska, so they decided to go in the portal.
Yeah, I got to admit, anytime a St. Louis guy comes up, I do kind of think of you, Parker. I mean, what were your kind of thoughts of him coming out of coming to Nebraska, I should say, and now here again? It's no breaking news. Anybody that redshirted or guys get to campus somewhere don't necessarily like it or whatever the case might be. But there's an opening at running back, a wide opening at running back. So I was a little bit surprised to see somebody depart.
Yeah, I mean, again, I know his head coach. I coached his head coach when I coached at Southeast Missouri State. I grew up with his family, so I called him last night when I saw it, and he's like, "Yeah, he talked to the kid, and the kid just felt like it wasn't a good fit for him, and so he decided to go in the portal. Of course, like you said, he had some injuries he had to deal with, and again, I'm sure there's some other things that we don't know about. So
yeah, he say, she say.
Yeah, there's two sides of the story. Sometimes there's three sides of the story. So again, just speaking to his coach, he loves the kid. The kid wasn't a kid that he would say that
was bad.
Everybody has some issues they have to deal with. But again, when he first called me and asked me about Nebraska, I said, just do your homework and make the decision that's best for you. And I was just so happy I was in St. Louis with my daughter, and we was at this restaurant. I turned around, the kid was standing right there. So I turned around and talked to him for a little bit and just asked him how the recruiting process was going. He said it was going good. And I said, well, just follow your heart. Don't let nobody else make the decision for you. And then the kid chose it to come here. So again, he felt like it was a good fit for him at that time. And now we keep talking about a good fit, and now he thinks it's not. So
yeah, he's a guy. I mean, he has. He's going to likely, hopefully, one redshirt year won't take away from all of his options. But coming out of high school, he had a lot to pick from. He picked Nebraska. Over TCU was another team that he visited, kind of got close with. Heavily recruited by Arkansas, but got the offers from the likes of Alabama, the Indianas, which is now a pretty big deal. Michigan was in there. Some Oklahoma, Oregon. So some big time offers. We'll see. Hopefully, he's got a pretty good landing spot.
All right, guys. That's
that Red Bull.
Head strength and conditioning coach Corey Campbell signed an extension that will keep him in Lincoln till 2029. He gets a raise from $650,000 to $1 million. Then it will be $1.15 million in the final year of 2029. I'm in the wrong thing. I'm in the wrong business. Yeah.
When's the last time you've been in the weight room?
I walked by it the other day.
I said, been in it.
I walked through it the other day.
Okay, so when was the last time you picked up a weight?
Had to be about 2-3 years ago.
What are the 3 W's of the weight room?
Wave, walk.
Yes, walk in, wave, walk out.
Yeah. Walk in, wave, and walk out.
That's 3
That's
W's.
your 3 W's?
That's my 3 W's in the weight room.
How are you going to be a strength and conditioning coach?
Let me tell you something, man. I was pretty strong in high school. I was lifting 315, 320 in high school.
I'm going to tell you, I wasn't lifting no weights.
I was a good deadlifter. I deadlift around about 315. I used to probably squat 400, 430.
Was this before you started to get offers and stuff for football?
No, there was a junior college in high school.
Okay,
I mean, I figured like I couldn't get no bigger than what I did. It didn't matter what I did. I wasn't going to get any bigger. I've tried to gain weight. I always felt like it made me slower when I was on the creatine, so I had to stop taking that, and I was more like a sister cow guy. I did what I had to do to get in and get out. I wasn't a guy who was because of my playing style, I didn't believe in being in the weight room 3 hours trying to just do things.
Yeah.
So
I had that same attitude.
I was a guy who I think I depended more on my speed than I did my strength, because that was my better point of playing linebacker, that I had great speed. So, technique wise, I was fully technique wise in how to use my hands to get off blocks and stuff. I wasn't scared to run in there and make contact. So, it wasn't that part of it, but I wasn't trying to be on that platform as the captain says.
The lifter of the year platform.
Yeah, I don't want to be the
Yeah.
lifter of the year. I want to be the player of the year. I don't want to be the lifter of the year.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry.
So you know, you don't get the guts and glories for being a lifter of the year. You get the guts and glories for being out on the football field making plays.
Yep.
So I always just believed in, just good work ethic. I mean, you don't have to go in there and put 300 on there and do it 5 times to be the strongest guy on the field. I mean, I think, you just have to do what you need to do to get in the weight room and get out. I mean, I guarantee a couple of years ago, I went in there and I did 225 3 times. I hurt my back, but I did it.
Let me not go once.
Pull the muscle. Sure did. So,
3 times it hurt your back, huh?
3 times and I hurt my back.
Yeah.
Walk in, wave,
and
walk out.
I see why you do that now.
The 3 W's of weightlifting. 93.7 The Ticket. Bock the Blackshirt. When we come back, we got some Matt Rule presser today, so we're going to listen to some of that, break it down, and still talk more college football. 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get 1 half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney location. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
There's only one place this holiday season to shop for the sports fan in your life and get cash back for slightly used sports items you don't need anymore. Play It Again Sports. Check out their selection of new and used items, including home fitness equipment like treadmills, exercise bikes, and ellipticals, and get your lift on with free weights, benches, and racks to add to your home gym. And don't forget, if you have anything slightly used to trade in, they'll give you instant cash. Holiday shopping starts and ends at Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
All ticketing options for the 2026 Love Nebraska season are now available. Single match tickets start as low as $16, even cheaper if you want to bring a group. Don't miss your chance to see professional stars like Jordan Larson and Lexi Rodriguez in action this season. Purchase your preferred ticketing option today by visiting lovneb.com/tickets.
Hey, honey, can you help me out with some holiday wrapping?
On it. I'm rocking ugly sweaters like a runway king. Jingle bells bling while the sleigh bells ring. Cookies in the oven, smell so divine. Gingerbread beats while I'm dropping this rhyme.
Not that kind of wrap. I need you to wrap these Nebraska Lottery Merry Money Holiday Scratch tickets. They make great gifts.
Got it. Holiday scratch. There ain't no match because they're fast, fun, and easy, making shopping just breezy.
Never mind.
Top prize odds vary by game.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley, defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror, number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Welcome back to Bock and the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. It is K-Dub Tuesday in effect here. We are powered
by
Bauer.
Infrastructure.
Bauer.
Underground.
Barrett.
Excavating.
Shout out to the Bauer crew out there working hard throughout Lincoln and Omaha areas out here, getting it on this beautiful day in Lincoln, Nebraska.
50 degrees.
Bock, you said we had a question.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to especially to talk to Kenny because he's been, in the coaching community for such a long time. $1 million strength and conditioning coordinator.
Never heard of.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when coordinators started getting $1 million back in like 2010 or so in Nebraska. It'd take a while to kind of get there, but a strength and conditioning coach to get that high, get to $1 million paid here at Nebraska. We're at the day. That's Corey Campbell's new extension is going to pay him over $1 million a year. Which, by the way, this is somewhat new to college football. Rob Glass of Oklahoma State, the only $1 million strength and conditioning coach this past year. And, of course, that didn't go well for Oklahoma State.
He ain't got a job now.
But it's kind of interesting, too, because that's the other question is, Nebraska, is this the time to cash in on your strength and conditioning quarter the year after, we talked about maybe a lack of physicality on the team? How much of that goes back to the strength and conditioning program?
We talked about it. You asked me that last week. It goes. Yeah. It weighs heavily on him. And again, not to brag on the days when we were winning, but Boyd Epi played a tremendous part in some of our wins because of what we put our work ethic and what we did in the weight room in the off season, summer, spring, fall. Regardless, I mean, even bowl preparation, we had to be in the weight room. Sure, they drove the weight room down to Miami for us. You know what I mean? So. It plays a big part in it, and if you look at when we got pushed around in those games, is it deserving of $1 million? In my opinion, no. But in Rule's opinion, he thinks he is. So what I think doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But again, the results doesn't show on the field. So
yeah, I think most of the time when we talk about it, it's like just not. I wouldn't call it a fairy tale. It's more show and tell.
Yeah.
Than anything. I mean, you can look big on the outside, but when it's time to push a lineman down the field, you don't have that Superman strength that you say you have now. I mean, I haven't seen the results of anybody that has blown up or made a magazine. We always have the Photoshop stuff of what we've seen players. We seen one of Emmett one time. We seen one of what's the other running back that was here that time from Buford? What was his name?
Gabe Irvin, yeah.
Gabe Irvin.
Yeah.
He looked like Aquaman one time. And that's a Photoshop stuff. So, but I'm happy for Corey. I know Corey Campbell very well. Me and him talk every time we see him. He's a Georgia guy, not dissing Georgia strength and conditioning thing, but I haven't seen the results. I mean, like that, but I'm happy the guy got what he got.
Yeah.
Can't be a hater,
Nope.
That's one thing I'm not trying to be. So,
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. You're not a hater.
I'm a winner. That's all I am.
I'm glad to hear you say you're
winners
not a hater.
win and haters hate. Yeah. So that's all right, y'all. What do y'all think about Phillip Rivers returning to the NFL, man? He's going to be on the practice squad for probably a couple of days for Indy. I think he's 45, 46, 44 years old, grandpa, 10 kids. So I don't think he played in 2 years?
He hasn't played since 2020.
Ooh,
Yeah.
5 years. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Boy, how time flies.
He's currently a semifinalist, by the way, for the Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2026. Per the Hall of Fame, if Rivers signs with the Colts practice squad, which he has done, that will have no effect on his eligibility. However, if he signs up to the active roster, his eligibility clock would reset whether or not he takes a snap in the game, so he won't be eligible to make the Hall of Fame until 2031 if he does play. So I don't think that's going to factor too much into whether he gets in the game or not, but they're running out of options up there. Remember, Anthony Richardson's out for the year already for the Colts. Daniel Jones, one of the better stories in NFL over this past offseason, going over to the Colts, was working out. Then he had his own season-ending injury, and then their Riley Leonard, who was their rookie quarterback out of originally Duke, Notre Dame last year, took him to the college football playoffs. Got banged up there too. So this is a team that's trying to make the playoffs. So this isn't just hired, just find a warm body. They got to get somebody they think that they can still do it. And apparently Phillip Rivers is where they landed.
You mean to tell me this man been out of the game 5 years, that there's nobody else?
All the quarterbacks on practice
on the practice squad with different teams. Guys that probably just got cut off of a team, off a practice squad, that's who they call.
And to put it in perspective, so some of the guys he was drafted with, Phillip Rivers, back in the 2004 draft, Eli Manning,
retired.
Larry Fitzgerald,
retired.
Sean Taylor's been long gone.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Vince Wilfork was in that class.
Been retired.
Steven Jackson was in that
been
class.
Retired.
Bob Sanders was in
been
that
retired.
class. Wes Welker was undrafted, but in that class.
Yeah, he's talking about guys that retired 10 years ago, Bob.
Nebraska football-wise, he came out in the same class Jamal Lord did.
Oh, my God.
J. Lord.
What is going on? Bob,
you can't fire somebody. There's got to be somebody younger than that.
Where's Adrian Martinez?
He's in San Francisco.
Is he on the practice roster?
Yep. He was active.
You could have went and got him.
Yep.
But you want to go get... I tell you what, boy. Sounds like somebody in Indy been at Nebraska. All right, Bach. Breaking news, Bach. 4-star cornerback Bryce Williams has decommitted from Florida State, he tells Rivalry. He also said that the fan base at Nebraska was different. They really care about their logo. It's like a family. He has been committed to Florida State since April. He's a 2027 guy, Bach. Here's my problem right here, Bach. Let's not worry about 27. Let's worry about defensive linemen and trying to get them in here from the portal. I think the portal means more to us this year than any other signing class in any time, because we need guys that's going to be able to really get in attack mode when we talk about it. I know Coach Rule said a lot of things about the defensive coordinator. He wants to find somebody who can attack, who can develop players. Well, like at the same time, we have to be very aggressive in what we pick out of this transfer portal this year, because we can't have another year where we need to develop guys or have what we call those kind of project kids or project players that we try to take, like McCullum. McCullum to me was not a project player. He was at the wrong position. I think when you look at it, when he was at Indiana, when he was at Oklahoma, he was a linebacker, strong safety. He gets here, they want to make him the what's the guy from Philly? Not from Philly, but from Cleveland.
Miles Garrett.
Yeah, they try to make him Miles Garrett, which he wasn't.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what they're going to do. To your point, I mean, it's altogether, and people are going to have different feelings on this one. Would say, hey, Matt Rule's very secure. How could you be more secure? He just signed a big extension. I've seen coaches sign extensions and get fired the next year. In fact, that very same year happened to Bill Callahan. So, I mean, the numbers are a little bit different, all of that. But, we've also seen coaches like a coach Mike Riley have a great recruiting class coming up. And that's kind of what I think about this 2027 class is, yeah, I mean, it's great on paper. They got a good start to it. And I hope that we get to see all these guys come in. But, I mean, Nebraska's got to retain their players first and then go to the portal and make all these big moves. This is going to be a big year, to your point, Terrell, in the portal. So is there a very small part of me that's excited about the 2027 class? Sure, but there's also probably a bigger part of me that realizes that might never come to fruition if they don't get work done this year.
Yeah, because you have a 2026 schedule that looks like, you know what I'm saying? That looks like the schedule of hell. You know what I'm saying? When you look at it, you got Ohio State, Oregon, Indiana, Washington, Illinois is back on there. You still have Iowa that you haven't beaten 10 times. I guess Mickey Joseph's the only coach to do that. With Kenny Wilhite on the coaching staff and Bill Bush. So we still have a long process.
Even Ohio and North Dakota are pretty good teams. Yes. Bowling Green might be the only one that's kind of going to be close to a given for Nebraska next year.
Yeah, North Dakota took K-State to the wire this year. Ohio U is a pretty good team. They've been a pretty good team since Frank was there. So yeah, those aren't going to be easy games either. So
yeah, Bones said, was that a Taylor Swift quote from the Black Shirt? I don't think so. I don't know anything that Taylor Swift knows.
Hey, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. Is that what it said?
Yeah, that's a Taylor Swift quote.
By the way, North Dakota, you mentioned just barely lost to Kansas State 38-35, but I'll bring this up just to let you know how much that test that could be. They barely lost to North Dakota State. Some people would say, well, at least it's not North Dakota State. They took North Dakota State to the wire. They lost 15-10 to them. South Dakota State, another top team in the FCS, they only lost 34-31. So, maybe could have come out with a couple of victories there to maybe further impress you, but they're playing with everybody that they're going up against.
Yes, they are. And South Dakota State still in the playoffs, and North Dakota State just got upset in the playoffs last week by Illinois State. So, and North Dakota State has won the national championship, 10 out of the last 12 years?
Yeah, they're eliminated, ain't they?
Yeah, they're done now.
That's the one with Jamel's son goes to school at?
Yep. Illinois State beat them.
Oh.
So, yeah, North Dakota won't be an easy game next year.
That's bad. Bob, you got anything?
4 Heisman Trophy finalists. Want you guys to give me your Heisman pick. Jeremiah Love of Notre Dame, Fernando Mendoza, Indiana, Diego Pavia of Vanderbilt, or Julian Sain of Ohio State. And it come down to those 4.
I'll give you third place, Diego Pavia. No. Third, I'll go Jeremiah Love.
Hold on. Third. Stop. Give me the names again.
Jeremiah Love, Notre Dame, Fernando Mendoza, Indiana, Diego Pavia, Vanderbilt, and Julian Sain, Ohio State.
Yeah, I go Love at the bottom, Sain number 3, Pavia number 2, and Mendoza number 1.
That's probably how I'd go.
Yeah.
Love number 4?
Yeah.
Pavia
just
over
to put a running back in. Yeah.
Wow.
Pavia meant more to Vanderbilt than probably Love meant to. Well, it's about the same. But
being a quarterback, yes, I can.
Yeah, but only having 1,300 yards. Come on, man, that's not Heisman numbers
for who?
Love 1,300 yards.
Okay, I'm gonna agree with you on that.
Yeah, 1,372.
I'm gonna stay in that order then.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stay in that order.
Yeah, once again, you following me?
No, never follow you.
Thank you, Kenny.
Some other interesting notes. I don't know if you guys saw this last night. Of course, Monday Night Football went on, but there was a play, a historic play for Jalen Hurts, who had just an awful evening last night. But there was a tough night for him altogether. He threw the game-sealing interception in the 22-19 overtime loss to the Chargers. Third straight loss for the Eagles, by the way. And A.J. Brown has been complaining about that offense. He didn't help much either last night. But midway through the second quarter, Hurts threw an interception over the middle of the field to the Chargers lineman Deshaun Hand. Hand fumbled as part of his return. Hurts recovered the ball and fumbled it back to the Chargers. So according to Live Sports Bureau, Hurts is the first player to commit 2 turnovers on the same play. dating back to 1978, which is as far as the research goes back to. So, man, that's a tough day and a tough play. 2 turnovers in 1 play.
3 turnovers altogether in 1 play. Crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right, Bock. I like this one. Kenny Dillingham protocol for players who enter the portal but still want to practice and play in ASU bowl games. He said, if somebody wants to enter the portal and be a part of our team, they have 100% ability to be a part of this team. This is the 2025 team.
Wow.
I also saw one of his players was announced their intention to hit the transfer portal. He retweeted it with this glowing review and say, take this kid, this would be great. So Dillingham's doing it a little bit differently. I appreciate it. Younger
no need
coach.
to hate on the players.
Yeah. And to allow them to play and maybe kind of get some tape going in the transfer portal. I don't mind it. And especially again, where bowl games are now. It's by the way, also he said Jeff Sims is going to start that game. There was a little bit of talk about maybe the other quarterback jumping in there, not Levitt, who apparently is just leaving Arizona State. He wasn't at the team meetings.
I'm not running with Jeff Sims anymore.
But yeah, Jeff Sims will.
Why not?
That train killed us. I lost a couple of games with them.
My question to you is that kid that he's going to allow to go in the portal and participate in practice and play, is he a starter? Is he someone he thinks he needs to win the game? That's the question I would have.
Arizona State, by the way, will take on ACC champion Duke in their bowl game.
Who you got, Farley? You said you ain't Duke.
You have to go with Duke?
Yeah, I have to go. I'd go with them now if I knew they was going to do.
They hurt us.
If I knew they was going to do Virginia like that.
Yeah, that hurt us.
That wasn't great.
That hurt us.
That wasn't great at all. That kind of hurt me right there too.
Yeah, well, Notre Dame is probably the most angry about it, but as we've seen with their reaction over the last couple of days.
All right, y'all, let's go to break. When we come back, we're going to dive deep into some of this Matt Rule presser that he had a couple of hours ago and see what he's talking about and see how the guys are getting ready for the Las Vegas Bowl here coming up on December 31st, where we take on the Utah Utes. 93.7 The Ticket, Bock the Blackshirt, K-Dub Tuesday. We'll be right back.
If you're a business owner, I want you to think about the amount of time you've spent worrying about safety and security. Lincoln's own experts at Diode Technologies design custom solutions for security, communication, and so much more. From automated security to secure video conferencing, their team sits down with you to get to know you and what your business needs. Manage your operations and get notified when there is suspicious activity. Save time and cut back on stress. Diode Tech always keeps you in the know. Contact them today at 402-793-5124.
There's only one place this holiday season to shop for the sports fan in your life and get cash back for slightly used sports items you don't need anymore. Play It Again Sports. Check out their selection of new and used items, including home fitness equipment like treadmills, exercise bikes, and ellipticals, and get your lift on with free weights, benches, and racks to add to your home gym. And don't forget, if you have anything slightly used to trade in, they'll give you instant cash. Holiday shopping starts and ends at Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
From the chant of Husker Power to Allo Fiber powering your home and Husker Nation, Allo is the teammate you can trust. Whether you're streaming at home with Allo Internet, watching on the go with DirecTV through Allo, or checking stats and scores on Allo Mobile, Allo keeps you in the game. Bench the other guys and team up with the official internet, TV, and mobile partner of the Huskers. Go Gig Red. Visit allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Hey, honey, can you help me out with some holiday wrapping?
On it. I'm rocking ugly sweaters like a runway king. Jingle bells bling while the sleigh bells ring. Cookies in the oven, smell so divine. Gingerbread beats while I'm dropping this rhyme.
Not that kind of rap. I need you to wrap these Nebraska Lottery Merry Money Holiday Scratch tickets. They make great gifts.
Got it. Holiday scratch. There ain't no match because they're fast, fun, and easy, making shopping just breezy.
Never mind.
Top prize odds vary by game.
Join Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealer, for our upcoming Parts and Service Expo events. Get 12% off parts the day of your local event. Can't make it? You can still save 10% on parts and 20% off planter parts December 1st through the 12th. It's the best time of the year to stock up on oil and filters. Grab John Deere gifts for under the tree and schedule your service inspections. Don't miss out. These deals only come around once a year at Landmark Implement. Find your nearest expo at landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Tune in to Outside the Box from 4 to 5 p.m. for everything you need to know about the Lincoln Stars. Join head coach Rocky Russo and play-by-play voice Alex Fern as they sit down with special player guests to tell the story of the Lincoln Stars and give you all the news and notes you need from around the USHL. That's Outside the Box with the Lincoln Stars on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Carper for O Street Carpet. For Christmas, we're doing everything possible to help you spruce up your home without making a dent in your holiday budget. If you need new wood flooring, new carpet, ceramic tile, vinyl, area rugs, or custom blinds, you want to shop at O Street Carpet. We offer 12 months same-as-cash financing, Lincoln's best selection in stock, free in-home measuring, and we'll install it right away. 1732 O Street. We want to make you a customer for life.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies, be breezy and warm with a high near 56. Tonight, a chance of sprinkles, otherwise probably cloudy skies, be breezy, a low around 32. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies, will be windy and colder with a high just 35. I'm meteorologist Kyle Bucket for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. All right, we're going to go ahead and get into some of that Matt Rule presser that he had earlier today. Bock, you're in control.
All right, so we can set it up a little bit here. Here is a little bit of the opening statement from Coach Matt Rule as again, once again, he had that press conference earlier today.
I'd like to thank the SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl for the invite. It's an honor to be there. To play in Allegiant Stadium, I know what an amazing venue it is after seeing Bud Crawford fight there. So it'll be really, really cool for our guys to have a chance to go to Las Vegas, go to a great town, great city, and have an amazing experience. I know Husker fans will show up en masse, and I'm pretty certain we'll set the attendance record for the bowl. So excited about that. Great opportunity to play, the number 15 team in the country, led by a legendary coach and Coach Winningham. Utah's an outstanding football team. They've only lost to Texas Tech and BYU, two teams who played in the Big 12 championship game. So unbelievably excited about that and the opportunity for our team to get better this week. As it relates to us, I've addressed one thing. We've let 3 coaches go. Don't foresee letting anyone else go. Obviously, Coach Butler, I discussed with you guys. Donovan Raiola, who worked his butt off for us for 3 years, an amazing man, great football coach. Made the decision to go in a different direction, just as we try to take another step offensively and just kind of go in a different manner. But I have to thank him for all that he's done, and no one's worked harder, and very appreciative to him. And then let Terry Braden go as the defensive line coach. And so we're actively pursuing what we'll do defensive line wise. Thank Terry for his work and his time here. I can talk a little bit about the coaches that we've hired. Just have to make sure, they're going through the HR process, and I know that's all pending. I'll give you guys a chance. I know you guys want to tweet that out and get that out, so I'll give you guys a second to get it. I get it. Trust me. I get it.
There's Coach Rule giving everybody a chance to get the Terry Braden news out. But obviously, there's the opening statement. We kind of talked about that. You guys have anything to add off of that?
But one thing we need to do as a university and as fans, stop worrying about the attendance record. Stop worrying about the sellout streak. We need to start worrying about winning, more importantly, football games, and stop with that kind of talk. I think that probably is getting boring. I'm trying to listen to
you really don't like that much, do you?
part. Well, we need to start winning solves everything, Bob. Winning will if we was winning, we wouldn't have this coaching fire. If we was winning, we wouldn't be playing in this type of bowl game. Great team. I don't understand why they're playing in this type of bowl game, but they're the number 12 team in the nation. When you put a 10-2 team against a 7-5 team, sometimes the score is already, you already kind of figured out who's going to win that game. I think there's no chance in hell we win that game, Bob, when you talk about it, because, Utah, come on.
Yeah.
They play great football. I mean, Coach Gilliam is a great coach. So I think if we want to move forward and be a great football team as a University of Nebraska, we need to start worrying about the analytics of who's in the stands or how many sellout streaks we have, because that don't win football games, Bob.
Well, it doesn't, but again, it's one of the few
I
things
love the
Nebraska
crowd there,
can,
but we don't need to worry about all of that. We need to concentrate on winning games.
Well, but it does show that the loyalty of Nebraska's fan base.
We already know the loyalty part of that, Bob. They've been loyal for over 50 years. Some of these people, 75 years. We know how loyal these fans are, and I appreciate it. I love them to death. But as a football coach, we need to start worrying about winning football games.
Attendance record, by the way, for the bowl game, 44,615. I don't know if they'll get that. The record for the Allegiant Stadium, which is where they moved over from Sam Boyd Stadium once Allegiant Stadium was built, was 32,515. You'd think that'd be a little bit more possible. By the way, Utah's in their 7th appearance in the Sun Bowl. That's the record. So I don't know if they're as excited to go, but it's a short trip. So we'll see. Maybe they will break the attendance record. Maybe they won't.
You said 44,000?
Yeah.
That's on a good day. That's spring game.
44,615 for the bowl game record.
For the bowl game record. But I'm not sure, it didn't seem like a whole lot of fans traveled to New York City. They might be more interested in travel to Vegas, but
they'll be more interested in traveling to Vegas than New York City because it's cold as heck in New York City.
You gotta understand, Utah gonna bring some people with them. They're not gonna come underhanded like that. They're gonna travel with their program too.
It's gonna be a lot of.
But again, Utah's been in a lot in these games, and they haven't set the record for those games. So we'll see.
So 20,000 apiece. That's 40,000. Right?
Let's break it down as the whole segment just to bother Terrell.
No, you're not bothering me. You're gonna be bothering yourself when you're 7-6. Looking at the schedule next year, and you go the same thing again. Worried about a crowd.
Taking over empty stadiums. All right, let's move over here. He's talking about plenty of different things, so try to jump through it. Any other coaching changes happening? Coach Rules was asked.
I'm not going to fire anyone else. There could be some, additions. There could be some restructuring, but the moves I'm making are over. I think. Let me say this. I'm sorry. Let me make it very clear because I don't want you guys to come. There's some young analysts and QCs in them who I've just for their own development. I've said, hey, it's time to go get jobs. But that's a different thing. They're not fired. It's just like, hey, you've been here for a couple of years. It's time to go. It's time to go get your own position group. I think that's, when I came up, you were a GA, and then you went and you coached Division II or 1AA and worked your way up, and now you can make a bunch of money and work out in this building every day and eat lunch in the best training table in football. And I'm trying to tell some of these young guys, hey, it's time. They're really good coaches. It's time to go coach. So, but in terms of like the position coaches or something like that, there's no other moves that I intend to make.
So there you hear Coach Rule.
Well, there you have it. No other moves going to be made. There's going to be some additions, but no other moves.
All right. He was also asked about Dylan Raiola. Of course, there's a lot of interest in Dylan with his uncle now being let go. Few different quotes here. We'll start with this, where basically it's a no comment, but a question about Raiola and his future.
Again, I'm so sorry, but you guys know I'm not going to talk about any player's future. Like, I'm just not doing that. Like, that's their job, right? That's each player's job. If they're, they have to announce their own things, because I would never want to misspeak. But yeah, I talked to the whole team about Donnie, and certainly to Dylan. I mean, that's his uncle. He loves him, right? So I certainly talked to him, but I talked to all the O-linemen. I talked to all the guys. I mean, Donnie was loved by a lot of guys. And so, at the end of the day, I don't like firing people. I don't like affecting their families. I don't like moving on from people. But I do have to do what I think is right for the program. And so I certainly talked to Dylan, and I certainly talked to all the O-linemen. I talked to talked to the team. In terms of people's futures, I think that's up to each person, right? Like Emmett came and saw me and told me, hey, this is what I'm going to do. And I told him how proud I was of him, but like, that's his announcement to make, not mine. So
there you have it. Somewhat of a non-answer there, but somebody else was I don't know if this was immediately following, but followed up with what is Dylan Raioula's involvement with the program since the Iowa game.
Oh yeah. He just, it just looks different, right? He's in treatment, or but he's remember we were walking over here. He was on his scooter going into treatment. So Dylan's done everything.
So what are you guys' thoughts on mostly non-answers about Dylan Raiola at this point?
Non-answers, but he said he talked to the team, he talked to Dylan, then he turned around and said, I talked to the team and talked to Dylan, but I'm not going to make any comments. So, hey, he's keeping it close to his vest, and as he should. And again, when that decision is made, Dylan will make that decision what's best for him and his family.
Let's go to the update on TJ Lateef, of course, who is expected to be the starter for the game against the Utes.
Yeah, TJ practiced yesterday. So, I thought it'd be a little bit longer, but he was out there. He was out there at practice now. He was doing Indy and things like that. This is a big week for Davila to get a bunch of reps. So, we really are kind of working him a ton, but he'll take some team reps tomorrow. So, he looks way further ahead than I would have envisioned.
So good news for Nebraska on TJ Lateef and his involvement in bowl practice and getting ready for the game as well.
But what is, if we do hear any news from Raiola and his camp that he wants to opt out, how prepared are we to try to go and find another stable backup guy, or a guy that can push for competition with the class of 26? Almost just most of them signed. Some of them going to wait till February. But how concerned are you if that was to happen?
Well, I think there's there's going to be a lot of interest in what goes down there. We're going to have to see what TJ Lateef looks like in the bowl game. I think certainly after UCLA, everybody's on board. He's the quarterback of the future. The season kind of played out how it did, and now maybe there's more questions there. I think if Dylan Raiola does leave, they have to bring in somebody that's going to at least compete with TJ to be the starter, not looking for somebody that's going to be a backup. In fact, I'd probably be, in year 4, I would phrase it, or I would be more comfortable with, there's a lot of teams that have success with going out and getting portal starters. I think you're just at a point where you got to do that. I don't know if they can continue to have freshman and sophomore quarterbacks kind of go through the, be who you're starting year after year. So it's interesting. They might see it differently. They might be completely on board with TJ Lateef being the face of the future. But I think a lot of that just depends on how you know, where how his development is coming back from injury and where they see it kind of fitting, moving in the plans in the future. But for me, if either one of them leave, I think you're, especially with injuries that have been popping up, I think you're going to want at least some competition in there for him.
All right, guys, next one.
All right, let's move on here. A lot of people also interested in the running back situation entering the bowl game.
Yeah, so like historically, what I've always preferred is to have like really 3 backs and 2 backs play, and like 1 back be like the next guy. So like I've always liked to have like a 17 carry back, and 1 guy gets 17 carries, 1 guy gets 14, right? Or 1 guy gets 20, 1 guy gets 10. This was just a unique year in that Emmett was on a tear, and we just stayed with Emmett. And because of his running style, he never, like, you could think back on this year, how many times do you ever see Emmett take a big hit? Because Emmett is such a start and stop, make you miss type of a guy. So he never took a big hit. So I think we'll probably play 2 of them, and but with maybe, you know, and we'll have to see how this next couple of weeks go, and then Dana has to make some decisions. And then, you know, Quentin's always kind of been like the backup 3rd down back, so maybe that's his role too if he's not one of the top. You know, I don't know yet, but Dana and EJ, I think EJ's done a great job. Dana and EJ both will have a lot of decisions to make, and the guys will compete it out.
Yeah, if it was to me, I'd try to go with the most powerful guy. Probably go with Quinn Ives to start off to see how he does, and you know, because he's been in this program longer than any other running back besides Emmett. You know, when we talk about that part, but guys like Mosley and Williams kid, they still have still got to fight for carry. So, you know, somebody has to take over this position, because when we look at it, we're most certainly going to have to go in the portal and try to get a backup out of there. I know there's a lot of talk about the Connecticut kid that is he from Nebraska or something?
I'm not familiar.
Brown or something. I forgot. I've overheard me and Jake talked about it a couple of times and Sipple, but you know, we still have to get out there and try to find a running back just for this game. I mean, if one of those backs can go out there and do what Emmett does with 27 carries and then if one of those guys can go out there and do what Emmett does, then, you know, that makes it even better. But, you know, we still have to start off fresh at running back again next year. So, you know, we just have to wait till December 31st to see who gets the most totes out there.
Yeah. If you think one of them going to have a game like Emmett had out this year, that ain't going to happen. But no, again, it's going to be running back committee. So he said, that's what he said. Running back committee. I think whoever gets hot in that game, he's probably going to ride them a little longer. And if they get 20, 25 carries, then so be it. But you're gonna miss Emmett tremendously in this game. Not only running, but his catching out the backfield. You're going to miss both of those aspects. Has any of those other 2 or 3 guys demonstrated they can do that on that level? No. So again, it's going to be running back committee. You're going to miss Emmett a lot. You just got to see where it goes. And then, you know, you got a new O-line coach coming in who's going to try to coach those guys up, get them ready to play in this bowl game. You don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully it's going to be a competitive game, and I think we'll see what we got going forward.
Yeah, a few quotes today also from Coach Raiola.
I still have one more. Yeah. But you wouldn't rather have the guys that's going to be here, you know, coach the guys. I mean, are they just automatically fired? Meaning, hey, you're done now.
Their lockers are being cleaned out as we speak, or if it's not already cleaned out. So
need some Husker gear.
So no, again, the new O-line coach will be, you know, coaching the O-line with the help with Dana, trying to get him up to par what Dana wants to get done on the offensive side of the ball. The new defensive coordinator, Snow's going to call the defense, so we already know that. Him and Eckler have been working on that, so that won't be now who you may have to use an analyst to coach the D-line for the bowl game if you don't have a D-line coach. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of moving parts for that game. Can they bring it together the next 2.5 weeks to go compete against Utah? What's that face for?
Nothing.
Gonna be tough.
And go back to your deal about the quarterback situation. If one of those 2 do leave, you can't wait till one of them decide to leave to try to have a plan for a quarterback in the portal. You got to be doing your homework now. You have to have your hands on at least 4 or 5 quarterbacks right now that you think you'll have a chance to come here and play. Right now, you can't wait till then. So you have somebody in that's looking at the portal kids to see who you think can come here and compete and win games with. you can't wait until then to do that. That's at the running back position and the quarterback position.
All right, Bock the Blackshirt. Stay tuned for Old School coming up after we get through with this last segment. Jay Foreman, Bock will be on there today. Nick Sainer will be on there today, I think. So stay tuned. We'll be back. Last segment coming up, Bock the Blackshirt.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Hey, honey, can you help me out with some holiday wrapping?
On it. I'm rocking ugly sweaters like a runway king. Jingle bells bling while the sleigh bells ring. Cookies in the oven, smell so divine. Gingerbread beats while I'm dropping this rhyme.
Not that kind of wrap. I need you to wrap these Nebraska Lottery Merry Money Holiday Scratch tickets. They make great gifts.
Got it. Holiday Scratch. There ain't no match because they're fast, fun, and easy, making shopping just breezy.
Never mind.
Top prize odds vary by game.
Holiday season to shop for the sports fan in your life and get cash back for slightly used sports items you don't need anymore. Play It Again Sports. Check out their selection of new and used items, including home fitness equipment like treadmills, exercise bikes, and ellipticals, and get your lift on with 3 weights, benches, and racks to add to your home gym. And don't forget, if you have anything slightly used to trade in, they'll give you instant cash. Holiday shopping starts and ends at Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Hey, honey, can you help me out with some holiday wrapping?
On it. I'm rocking ugly sweaters like a runway king. Jingle bells bling while the sleigh bells ring. Cookies in the oven, smell so divine. Gingerbread beats while I'm dropping this rhyme.
Not that kind of wrap. I need you to wrap these Nebraska Lottery Merry Money Holiday Scratch tickets. They make great gifts.
Got it. Holiday Scratch. There ain't no match because they're fast, fun, and easy, making shopping just breezy.
Never mind.
Top prize odds vary by game.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Join Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealer, for upcoming Parts and Service Expo events. Get 12% off parts the day of your local event. Can't make it? You can still save 10% on parts and 20% off planter parts December 1st through the 12th. It's the best time of the year to stock up on oil and filters. Grab John Deere gifts for under the tree and schedule your service inspections. Don't miss out. These deals only come around once a year at Landmark Implement. Find your nearest expo at landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Tune in to Outside the Box from 4 to 5 p.m. for everything you need to know about the Lincoln Stars. Join head coach Rocky Russo and play-by-play voice Alex Fern as they sit down with special player guests to tell the story of the Lincoln Stars and give you all the news and notes you need from around the USHL. That's Outside the Box with the Lincoln Stars on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Make Hog Wild the centerpiece of your holiday meal. Pre-order a 4-pound boneless ham for $50, a 12-pound whole smoked turkey, or a 4-pound turkey breast for $55. A complete meal includes your choice of a whole turkey or turkey breast, mashed potatoes and gravy, stuffing, green beans or corn, and a dozen rolls for $130. Pre-order online at GoHogWild.com soon. Quantities are limited. All weights are approximate before cooking. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. It is K-Dub Tuesday here at The Ticket. We're down to the last segment, so Jay Foreman, Austin Orman will be on next. Old School. I think Bock and Nick will handle that for an hour to it get started. All right, Bock, any more things we got y'all want to get out for the end of the day?
Well, there's still some clips
Besides
to
that,
get to.
Kenny keep looking at me with a little smirk on his face with his little, look like a percentage sign.
No.
on his cheek.
Go ahead, Bob.
All right, we got some coaching stuff here from Coach Rule talking about some of the new hires that he's made. We'll start off with what stood out with defensive coordinator Rob Aurich.
Well, the biggest thing with Rob was is purely the tape. I mean, when I watch the tape, it's the play style that I want. You know, I mean, you just see people flying around. You see people playing at a really high level, and to me, for both stops, whether it was Idaho or whether it was San Diego State, it was in his first year as coordinator. It wasn't like, hey, this is going to take 2 years, this is going to take 3 years. It was like right off the bat. So I just fell in love with the tape. I fell in love with the film. The interview was very, very non-traditional. I mean, we brought him in here on Saturday. The first thing he did was he sat down with Phil Snow and met with him for an hour, talked, and then went with Susan and Jarrett, and they toured the building, and then met me and my son, and we went over to Firethorn and sat down and showed him a couple neighborhoods and sat down and had lunch. And then he went and watched three youth basketball games with me, like no PowerPoint, no chalkboard. He had to just talk football with me with the chaos of a basketball gym and all that, because, you know, that's to me, that's a lot of this job is like anybody can prepare, anybody can present, but who can think fast? And I was just honestly, I was blown away. I canceled a couple of the interviews and just, you know, still a couple of people I wanted to talk to in terms of references, but some of the most respected people I know said, you absolutely need to hire this guy. So I think it was his personality, but as much as anything else, it was the tape.
They're here for Coach Rule on new defensive coordinator Rob Aurich. Kind of odd to do an interview there in front of some youth basketball games. I guess it sounds odd to me. Is that unfamiliar? I mean, a little bit unfamiliar for the coaching hires.
Very, very unfamiliar. Yeah. So,
I mean, the guy sounds like he's a great coach. You know, when you look what he did for San Diego State, he did some positive things. But when we talk about coaching the Big Ten, this is a different ball game. Not saying that he's not qualified or he's not going to be prepared, but at the end of the day, you still have to have the right players to fit your kind of defense, to have that kind of mean streak or that mentality you wanted them to have. And it starts with the players. So hopefully we can get the right players. I mean, we still have some that I think that can fit in here and play, and we still have some that the tape is still out on. So, we still have a long way to figure this thing out, especially on defensive part. When you talk about the defensive line, linebackers, I think the DBs are kind of straight for a couple of years. If you look at it, 1 or 2 years, I think we need to put more focus on D-line and linebacker if we want to put focus on anything besides the offensive line and running back situation and quarterback situation and tight end situation. So, it's
and receiver.
Yeah, and we got a lot of things we got to figure out.
They did figure out their new offensive line coach, Jeep Wade. Coach Rule was asked about Dana Holgerson's involvement in hiring a new offensive line coach.
I mean, Dana was involved in the Jeep and is involved in every hire. Like when he took over, I said, you watch these guys, you tell me who you want to keep. I wouldn't have thought that he would have wanted to keep Marcus, like I'm going to keep the coordinator that was just, here. And he was like, I love Sat, after working with him for a couple weeks, I want to keep him. Wanted to bring in DeKeel. We did that. Wanted to bring in Andrew Verbois, did that. So yeah, the coordinators have a ton of say in kind of what we're doing. And so will Rob in terms of defensively, we obviously had a lot of those conversations going into it. I told him, hey, here's who I believe that we need. There's money components to this, right? Like great assistant coaches, they recruit, they develop players, and they develop men. And so I want all three of those things. And so if you're not going to recruit well, then you have to be an analyst. You can't be a position coach. And so talking through that with coach, but we've already done a lot of that, and so I could have waited to make some of these moves till after the bowl games. I also feel like I have a responsibility to the coaches that I'm letting go to give them the most time to go find another job. So, we've done them semi quickly once we kind of knew. But yeah, the defense, the coordinators will always have a say in everything.
All right. Well, the real Dana Holgerson, please stand up. What I seen out of Holgerson offense the last couple of weeks, it has me questioning him, has me questioning his ability right now. What you say, 12 points the last 3 games?
The last 4 losses.
Last 4 losses.
12 points.
Average 12 points. Really didn't get no push against Iowa. I think we battled them for a quarter and a half, and then the light shed out on us. So, I just think it's my jury's still out on him. So, we haven't came back with a verdict yet. I think once we see how the bowl game goes, I'll give more insight on it.
No, I think I would agree with you on that. We struggled the last 4 weeks of the season, on offense, especially in the red zone. Our red zone offense was not good at all. So we'll see what he does in the bowl game. And like Rule said, he has some say-so in offensive hire. So we'll see what happens with the offensive line going forward. And, his play calling. His play calling has to get better. It has to get better, especially for who we have, on that side of the ball.
One final clip from today before we finish up the show, and this one about Coach Eckler. What is Coach Eckler's role with the defense going forward?
I did it really Phil did it for the bowl game. I think Mike's one of the best coaches in football. So if Rob sees value in that, I think that part of this is Rob getting here, having in his mind, hey, here's the guys I want to bring. But seeing, we have some great defensive coaches, right? So how am I going to utilize these guys, or what's the fit? So I don't know what it'll be with Mike yet, and I think it'd be premature. I probably need to spend some time with Rob and just kind of look at it.
Great defensive coaches, but you fired 2 of them.
They were not the great ones.
Okay.
But that is interesting, as you hear there too. Rob Arich might decide to make some moves. Matt Rule said he's done making his moves, but he's still kind of letting his coordinators pick what they were going to do there.
But if he's done making his move, and he said the coordinator have a chance to make a move, so then there'll probably be some more moves made. If you want to guess,
yeah,
linebacker coach still here.
Yeah, he is as of now.
Yeah, he said he's not firing anybody.
Both of them. Yeah.
Who is both of them?
Both linebacker coaches.
We have 2 linebacker coaches.
Yeah,
we do. Dvorak and Phil Simpson.
Phil Simpson.
Oh yeah, I forgot I seen Phil the other day.
Yeah,
he was there. Well, let's get out of here, guys. 93.7 The Ticket. Bock the Blackshirt. K-Dub Tuesday. The champ is here. Yeah, I'm
you're
here.
the champ. Yeah.
I am the
season
champ.
ain't over yet.
Yeah, the season
Still got bowl games.
It's over with. Regular season. I am the champ. I will defend my title for the playoffs thing. You keep getting on Kenny's side, and he's going to get beat even worse.
Appreciate you, Bock.
93.7 The Ticket. Bock the Blackshirt.
From
We're
the
out.
chant of Husker power to Allo Fiber, powering your home and Husker Nation. Allo is